Hello and welcome back. On the last episode, dog exploded. The already dead dog exploded. We had our first round. We talked to a few people about the crime that had recently happened. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, and possibly you guys, is that the notification sound for the to input your actions is terribly, terribly loud and repetitive. So, yes, we are returning after our first round of this new game, and I guess we must continue. Without the space in my head for another thought of this subject, I turned around and made my way back to the library, where people were meeting. What the hell's that? You mean Dog's corpse getting blown up? No, not that. Who cares about that? I'm talking about the dealt cards. I mean, what are the odds? Is everything doomed? Okay, hold on now. Let's figure out things first. Tiger, horse, sheep, rooster, monkey. You five were supposed to grab the tiger cards when they went placed on the table. Additionally, seeing the predicament, snake and pig might have decided to help out by also taking a card. So, could everyone state specifically which cards they took? I just grabbed the Tiger of Hearts, so it's matched with the other ones. Weren't you not supposed to take your card? I also simply grabbed the first card I saw, the Tiger of Hearts. I thought we needed to try and rip up the Tiger card, so I chose the Tiger of Diamonds. I decided the best was often saved for last, hence I took the Tiger of Spades. I also took the Tiger of Spades. I thought it was the least likely card to be taken. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to be seen as suspicious or anything, so I didn't do anything. Just check Snake. He didn't have a card. It was the first round pig. I wonder if that action determines the number of cards someone had at the start of the round or at the end. The point was ambiguous. At any rate, I realised the predicament we may be getting ourselves into, and I decided to take a tiger card, specifically the Tiger of Diamonds. Okay, so it sounds like everything worked out, right? Multiple people took 3 of the tiger cards, so those should be destroyed. Yeah, tiger clubs should be left. And nobody took the tiger clubs, so we can destroy it next round. Then everything will be great. Alright. Good. So we're not screwed. Oh, Bunny. Must you always act so deceitfully? Huh? Oh, you're the clever one, aren't you? You should be aware that what you just described couldn't have happened. Wait, it couldn't have? Let's start with the simple fact that the distribution of the cards were anything but random. Well, I suppose the cat never explicitly stated that they would be random, so this is still overboard. At any rate, they specifically flooded us with the type of card we wanted to destroy in order to reduce our ability to destroy it. That's also the reason why other cards, why the other cards were all ones that people were tasked with collecting to reduce the amount of potential crossfire. But then here's the question: why go through all this trouble if we're all working together? If there's already a traitor in our midst. Wait, really? Last time the traitors were assigned with a public announcement. Oh, so Horse thinks they might be a traitor without a public announcement. But we have no assurance that this will play out by the same rules. And this game would be far too easy if there were no such traitor. Exactly. I'm surprised Horse, of all people, was the one to catch on. Horse has been smart. He's just been silent. He's just like, the lone warrior type. See, he didn't respond. Don't worry about it, Horse. At any rate, if the cat is willing to deliberately send out cards in order to mess with us, there are various other things we couldn't explicitly be against the rules. For instance, There is no rule against the cat monitoring everyone's choices and informing the trader of which tiger card was left unclaimed. To put it simply, we are once off facing against an unknown enemy. So I have to suspect, Bunny. Why wouldn't you point this out? Well, that's a little. It's a little thing called tact, Snake. I would think a man like yourself would know about it. Oh, is that what this is? That was? Oh, my apologies. Rushing to the assumption that that there is in fact a trader, it can be dangerous. For all we know, the cards were sent a bit in this way in order to cause chaos and disruption amongst ourselves. Let's think about how to proceed very carefully. Well, I want to hope, at least, since this is the quote-unquote true ending. I'm saying quote-unquote because Dog died. I thought the true ending would get all 12 of us out alive, which technically it did, but this is an entirely different game altogether. I have an idea. Couldn't we just transition in order to another animal being our designated winner? I mean, it's not like there was any good reason for it to be tiger in the first place. Hey, we could easily make it horse, who hasn't had any cards dealt yet. But the cat is clearly watching our plans and trying to mess us up. Who's to say we don't do exactly the same thing again? Well, this time we can come up with a more concrete plan on how to make sure the cards are destroyed. No, there's a simpler method. Look, next round we'll check if there is in fact a tiger of clubs on the communal table. If there is, then there's nothing to worry about. If there isn't, we just need to find out who has it. Since the other three types of tiger cards were taken by specifically two people, if one person didn't take the card they claimed, the other person would have received the card they attempted to take. Therefore, it could be if next round you have the card you attempted to take, you know who took it. With that in mind, the 6 people who took Tiger's cards should check the 6 people who didn't, to see who has something they're not supposed to. Tiger, you can check me. Snake, you can check dragon. Rooster can check mouse. Mouse can check pig. Horse can check bunny. And although it's likely a moot point, sheep can check dog. Yeah, it's smart to check dog. We don't know if his computer is being operated. With this, we'll all know exactly what happened to the cards. The rest of us will give Tiger our cards and try to raise her score. If all 4 of us do it, she'll only reach a score of 8, and we won't need to worry about it yet. Hell yeah, Ox! That's how you do it. New plan in place. It's the same plan, really. We'll show this damn trader that the Zodiac animals don't run away easily. Oh man, you can't call us the Zodiac animals without a dog. Zodiac animals? We're a sports team. Oh, were you a sports team? Yeah, I honestly think that would be a decent name for the for a sports team. No, just a group name. I mean, if you go through a life or death situation, are you likely to keep in touch with the people who you were kidnapped with? I mean, assuming obviously you survive on good terms, and it's not like, oh, X tried to kill me and I should be angry. But I mean, we could be a sports team. We should. I'll pass. But Ox's plan makes sense. I think we should go with that. Very well then, that sounds like acceptable. I guess we can go with it. Like that, the group order had been re-established. However, it felt remarkably more fragile than before. Like it was on a hair's breadth away from a shattering. A breadth? But that couldn't be helped. As the group split up, I decided to resume my investigation. Okay. Let's go with... let's go horse. Horse and roll. This was heavily suspect. Why was he there? Why was he there in the first place? I felt like getting to the bottom of this would be important. You really want to talk about this? Why wouldn't I? Aren't there bigger concerns at the moment? This and that are connected. Horse merely raised an eyebrow. If you say so. Thank you for trusting us. Anyway, what are you asking me about? Why were you meeting with Bowen in his office so early in the morning? I know you said you were discussing construction going on nearby his building, but that isn't the truth, is it? Nothing I know about Bowen suggests that that's how he'd handle such a matter. I suppose there's no harm in telling you here and now. In the past, I used to be a very different person, because that past Bowen had on several occasions tried to scout me to do a certain type of work for him. I refused and I explained to him that it wasn't really who I did all that stuff. He pushed the matter. That morning, he finally found the pressure point he needed to get me to agree to his unreasonable requests. He called me in to discuss it, and it was the type of thing that needed to be discussed face to face. When I left his office, I was convinced that I would have to work for him, and then he died a few hours later. I know it's obviously a big subject of death, but like Horse smiling when he's saying that is a little funny to me. How lucky for me, yeah. Could you tell me what the pressure point was? Horse stood in silence for a couple of seconds before responding. Mouse, if you had committed a grave sin in the past, would you be able to live with that yourself? You would have to. It's part of the past. It's the same thing as we told sheep. It's part of the past and you've got to live with it. I mean, I definitely have to hold myself accountable. But assuming I grew and changed from the mistake, I think I could continue to live. I mean, to not do that almost seems selfish, you know? To wallow in self-pity when there's good to be that can be done. Horse didn't respond to this. Once it became clear he wasn't planning on responding anytime soon, I left him alone, leaving with more questions than answers. Who to talk to? Dragon. Dragon has no connection apparently, but yet apparently we do. Couldn't fit Dragon into the puzzle. For that reason alone, I needed to talk to her. She didn't look all too pleased to see me. Don't you have better things to do? Whatever, ask away. Thank you, Dragon. Yeah, just get on with it. I mean, to put it simply, you sure you have no connection to all of this? No connection at all? If I knew, I'd tell you, okay? Although... Okay, actually, I do know. You do? Yeah, I heard something from a dog during our stay at his dungeon. Apparently, I used to run by his bar frequently around the time of the incident. Really? Yeah, and once he said that, I realized I did recognize him. He was right. I was a semi-regular customer for a while back. But his place was usually the end of my bar crawls. Not the start of them. Okay then, pub crawl. So, you were pretty much blacked out all the time. I hardly remember anything from that time. But I mean, there's a connection to what you could have grabbed. You could have took his master key card while being drunk just to prove a point, couldn't you? In the bathroom, maybe? I don't know. People are weird and they do weird things. I mean, that's a connection. It's got to be why you were wrought. So then something important must have happened there. You think I don't know that? Ever since Dog told me that, I've been focusing, thinking. Something must have happened one of those nights, something about... it's just not coming to me. I think there's a chance I saw something. Saw somebody. But despite my best efforts, it's not coming to me. But maybe somebody doesn't know that, huh? Forget it. This whole thing is nonsense. It is. So you saw who did it, but you obviously, since you were so drunk, you don't remember. Still, I'm probably dealing with this better than you all. After all, I'm used to living in danger. Because you're a gang leader, right? Pretty much. You should really quit that. Oh yeah, really, thanks. I didn't think of that. I'm serious. Give me one good reason why I should stop. For the innocent safety, for gang safety, for your own safety. For your gang safety. For my gang safety? How are they going to be more safe when I'm not leading them? Maybe you should tell them to it as well. That'd go over real well. I'm just saying, you've got a lot of influence. You should go, you should do that, you could do a lot of good. Or if you keep going at the rate you're going, you could get a bunch of your friends killed. What do you know about loss? The hell do you think gives you the right to stick your nose in my business? I sighed and walked away. There was not much else I could do. Okay, connected to Brian. Connected. Yeah, let's talk about Brian. Monkey was Brian's therapist, so why would you here? Because you're not, unless Brian is the killer, which obviously he's not. He's not even the mastermind. Surely his input would be insightful. I wanted to talk to her about this. So it's Brian's mother. Is that who this is? Who this is from? About? It's something of a breach of patient-client confidentiality, but at this point, I suppose it's a bit of a moot point. Anyways, I don't think you'll get much out of me. I tried to approach Brian on his own terms, but that appeared to have backfired somewhat. I should have stomped out his delusions at the root. You entertained his delusions? I let him talk out his ideas. It's often a useful tool to help people come to their senses on their own. But for some reason, my guidance wasn't working. But it was like he was somehow getting worse with every session. Worse? And it's more than just that. It was as though his theories, his delusions about what had happened with his father, and how corrupt the system and society was, did become more elaborate. Because... Wait. What if Dragon has the knife? No, because the knife was on the body. So... No, elaborate is not the right word. Detailed. Because Brian somehow got the knife. That's as Dog suggested. But I think that was because it was given to him. It was as though he was becoming more and more knowledgeable on the topic. And as he was becoming more knowledgeable, he was becoming more convinced in his new view. Monkey sighed. At some point, I definitely should have shifted tactics. I knew I was dealing with a larger scale sort of case, but I thought that it just meant that I had to take my time with him. Not that I would lead to this. Anyways, I don't know if any of that would help. It was helpful to you. Oh, I think it was. I can't see it. Good to hear. So yeah, someone was talking to Brian, and it couldn't have been Dog, unless it was Dog. Anyway, I'm gonna help investigating things on my end. You do that. But Mouse. Oh, Mary. Oh, okay, so our name is Mary. Cool. I stopped for a second. It had been a while since somebody had referred to me by my real name. Yes? So, okay, so we're not Anna Red. Please don't overexert yourself. Okay, thanks, Jay. Haha, joke's on you. You can use your name as well. I know, I know all of this is doing a number on you. But I just don't want you to break. Yeah, well. I had a feeling I get the feeling I'll need a lot more sessions after this. Indeed. I mean, perhaps we should try hypnotherapy again. Honestly, I feel like I guess those two bonding over, I say bonding, therapy over the events. I don't know if that would make it worse or make it better. Because obviously, Monkey's gonna need someone to talk to, since she's a therapist, but she can't really give herself therapy. Because I might be wrong. Maybe you could, but I find that if you're giving yourself help, it's not as effective because you need someone else to help you and like push you and motivate you. I think I could be wrong. Do not take my word as proof, as law. But yes, that's just what I think at the current moment. I could change my mind eventually. Oh god, please no. 3 long boring sessions were enough for me, thank you. What can I say? I'm very curious if it would work. Well, you got your answer. That I did. I smiled. It was nice, through all the chaos and tragedy, that I at least had a monkey to fall back on. Mouse? In all seriousness, are you doing okay? I don't know how I'm holding up, really. Oh. What an emotionally mature response. I'm impressed with your growth. My growth? The old you would never have given such a measured response. Certainly not in a situation like this. Yeah, she probably would have said I'm fine. Oh well. Thanks, I guess. You're welcome, I guess. On a slightly awkward note, our conversation ended. Okay, pig and snake. I'll leave snake to last. And I left the classroom with an interesting fact under my belt. Pig. Pig was a journalist at the time. Not just that, but she was perhaps on a totally unbiased perspective in all of this. She wasn't, though, that we think. And then again, yeah, that's true. All the past responses were just hypotheticals by the mastermind and Brian. Surely asking her about the incident could be useful. Sorry, I don't know if I'm really going to be all that useful about that. Crap. I thought you did reporting on it at the time. I did, but that was a while ago, and I do a lot of reporting about a lot of things on top of my other couple of jobs. The details I know are fuzzy. Probably a lot fuzzier than yours are. Probably. Because like Mouse is supposed to be like a genius. I don't think I could be of any help to. Sorry, I sighed. I get if I just asked you about a case from thin air, how it'd be difficult for you. But after all this happened, and you got free, surely you go back and relook at the case, right? I've been way too busy for that. After all, this new case is way more mysterious. Alright, there's anything to know about the Zodiac Trial. Damn straight there is. There's a ton of weird details about this thing that don't make a sense. Like, take Rooster and Sheep's kidnapping. The investigation surrounding it shows that they've happened at different locations miles apart, but they happened a couple of minutes within each other, because there's multiple people behind it. Brian and the cat. The Jade Emperor and the cat. I mean, the timeline's rough and all, but with generous assumptions on all that regards, it doesn't make sense that a single teenager could have handled everything. Clearly not. That is concerning. And that's not all. Do you know... did you know pretty much every aspect of the Zodiac race wasn't automated, or even it could be controlled via a custom app Brian created? Really? Yeah, you'd install that app on 2 separate burner phones. Why 2? In fact, why put them on his phone at all? He could also control it from his laptop that would be found burnt at his base. That is strange. So yeah, maybe think twice before calling me useless. You're the one who called yourself. That is true. I've been busy looking through stuff like this. I don't know how useful looking into it is, though. It's super useful. And that Pig looked at me blankly. Seemed like she didn't believe me. Then, after a pause, Pig spoke in a quiet voice. But there's something useful I can do, I think. What are you talking about? Look at this whole game thing. It's obviously it's an obvious sloppy job. Don't get me wrong, it's functional, you know, it works. But there wasn't nearly the time and care put into this there would be in the Zodiac race. Looking at the computers, I could tell that all the coding was done by an amateur. And so I think I can take advantage of that. Oh, hack a pig. Take advantage. How would you do that? Programs running on the computers, they're all happening atop the computer's usual functions. I can tell that the programs were made by using a very cookie-cutter application, copy and paste. And that application has some exploits. It's possible I can get to the screen behind the program, that is to say, access the actual computer, and with that I can contact the authorities and get help. Just saying this, well, Pig, you're saying this out loud. You could be executed for this. Or if that fails, I can look into the programming of these programs and see if I could uncover anything. I don't know exactly, I just know that I can do something, and I feel obligated to do something. Don't. One against. I don't know, Pig. I'm not sure this is a good idea. Huh? I mean, if the mastermind thought that something was like this might happen, if something pops up on their screen saying that your computer is acting wacky, they might just immediately blow you up. That's a good point. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry if it was a good idea, and I'm sorry to say you're going to have to sit this one out. I just think it's a risky plan. True. This might be a bad idea. Thank you for the idea. Still, I don't want to be complicit anymore. No, I can't be passive anymore. Okay, try and help Ox. This is my life, you know, and my life is on the line. I'm not going to roll over and die. That's for certain. And with those oddly determined words, Pig walked away. Huh. It seemed to me that something had changed in Pig compared to the girl I had met when I first woke up in the crappy high school. Good for her. Snake's turn. Snake was a critical witness in the case. He must have had some sort of insight. However, I was met with something on the wall. My deepest apologies, Mouse, but everything I had to say on my incident had been spoken for. At the time, my mind was elsewhere. It's not as though I was able to catch some keen detail that the police might have missed. I was rather zoned out, all things considered. I'm afraid my perspective won't add anything into your investigation. I sighed. I was afraid of this. Do you think did you think this investigation was easy? That by just asking the right questions, the truth would be made clear to you? I was kind of hoping for that. I'm sad to say, Mouse, life rarely works so cleanly. It's messy for all It's a messy, full of other things you'd rather be different, of a different way. Sorry, I had a stroke reading that. Take my life for instance. I spent many years acting as a teacher, putting my art to the side. Because of that, I fear I've never been able to reach my full potential. How regretful. It hasn't been a waste. Oh? So what if you haven't been doing art full time? You've been a teacher, presumably a good one. You're like a super important job. You're shaping the future of a generation. Isn't that enough? What a hopeful take on the matter. You make me long for simpler days. Okay, hopefully if all this changes the outcome I get, I hopefully inspired a lot of them and kept them all alive. And with that seemingly a dismissive comment, Snake dismissed me. So I left. And that was pretty much everybody. And on a cue, I heard the 2-minute alarm ring out. I suppose that was the moment of truth, wasn't it? The time to find out what exactly we were dealing with. I made my way to the computer and watched it come to life. Then I nervously reacted to the card list. Mouse of clubs, Ox of clubs, Ox of diamonds, Bunny of clubs, Bunny of diamonds, Dragon of clubs, Snake of hearts, Rooster of heart, Rooster of clubs. Well, yeah, you had it. The tiger was missing. We were dealing with an enemy. I didn't say I expected this. In theory, the enemy would be cut off from the past now. We'd find out their identity. But something about that, it felt unbelievable to me. I just didn't think it was particularly likely. Still, it's not like we could give up hope. Time to stick to the plan. I gave my mouse of hearts to Tiger. I prayed, hoping that it was the right move. And then the computer shut down, and I left the classroom and started making my way to the library. Time to check the carnage. In the library, everybody just started looking at what projected onto the screen. Everybody's current scores were shown. Mouse 0 points, Ox 0 points, Tiger 6 points. That's 2 from us. Yeah, no, one from us. 2 from Ox, most likely. Bunny 0 points, Dragon 0 points, Snake 0 points, Horse 0 points, Sheep 0 points, Rooster 0 points, Monkey 0 points, Dog -1 point. So Dog does have a card. Who would give? Oh, I needed. And Pig 0 points. Dog has a negative point. Well, I think we should call it there. I'll try and figure out the scoring system again for the next time. But yeah, thank you for sticking around, and hopefully I can see you in the next one. With that, goodbye.